Hello and welcome back to the video. Tombstone here, and today we have a lot to cover. So, just a few hours ago, 7 hours ago, IllSonic posted Halloween, a multiplayer overview, and I've actually watched already. It basically goes over all gameplay in Halloween. It doesn't go over everything, there's still more to come, but this is a lot of new stuff. It's 7 minutes worth of brand new things that we've never seen before, and so we're just gonna go right into it and just look at everything. I'm gonna stop it right here because I want to analyze everything right here. So we have right here, so there's obviously going to be resource like interactions you can have with the map, because you see telephone pole right here and you're near a telephone pole kill. Show grab executions, so you can probably just do it if you're grabbing someone. So that's pretty cool. Down here, these are probably the different abilities he has that are shown. If we look at the top here, kill all the residents, special targets. It talks about special targets later, so I won't talk about that just yet, but basically it's just to kill everyone. And this is how many people there are. The match looks like it has time. I assume it would go down. Yeah, so your time too. Now, I don't know what these circles on the map are. I really have no idea. Maybe that's like in the places that your special targets could be. There's the little lightning bolt, or that's north, I think. Right there. 3 little shield looking things. The knife here, these are probably also abilities, so then maybe these are perks. These might be perks right here, but that's basically everything right here in this frame that we can see right here. This is one of your targets. I assume this would be an NPC because they're washing their hands. So he's ready, obviously. We can see that he's near one of the dots. Nothing else really new in this. So, right, here we go. Here's the survivor's point of view, it looks like. Alright, so already we can see up here, it looks way different now. You still have circles. You have what looks like maybe an exit here. There's you. 2 people, which would be Matt and Joe, apparently. Up there. Question mark here. I assume that means the water tower right there. North. Shield right there. Gosh, I'm having so hard time navigating. Drop, aim, throw, cancel. Alright, so it's just throwing stuff. I bet this is your inventory right here. The 1, 2, 3. That's your inventory. Don't know what this X thing is right here. No idea what that is. Health, probably. Help residents escape. That's the main goal. Save your 3 special targets, the friends. Find a way to escape and use a storm clear cellar to escape. So I guess that's the way to escape. We can look at the escape right here. Use bolt cutters to cut the chains, open the storm cellar. And here's Myers. So, saving that thing probably. Ooh. Already in the first 11 seconds, we've gotten, for the first time, what it actually looks like the actual in-game, what it would look like. Which I think is really awesome, but let's just keep going.
Multiplayer in Halloween is a
and final gameplay footage. It hasn't, there's probably still more to come.
For asymmetrical horror experience that pits the residents of Haddonfield against the shape of pure evil, Michael Myers.
Bro, that looks so
In this
cool right
quintessential slasher simulator, our playable cast of civilian characters desperately
There's, a stamina bar. Same thing that we've seen.
They attempt to save their neighbors and themselves from the omnipresent boogeyman, while Michael fixates on stalking and slaying his targets. Halloween provides familiar elements fans of the genre know and love, but we're incredibly excited to pull back the curtain and unveil more detail.
Ooh, you can struggle free, so you can't just hold you forever. Kind of like Dead by Daylight, I guess, with the struggle mechanic.
To demonstrate our commitment to delivering our most robust, dynamic, and
there's shape jump.
Terrifying multiplayer offering yet. Michael Myers is a creeping, methodical killer, and on Halloween night, Haddonfield becomes his hunting ground.
Although the
boogeyman's primary desire is to eliminate every living resident in this quiet town. But he also begins each match with a list of special targets that supply greater rewards if killed before time expires.
So I guess it's like if you kill them, you get more points. That would make sense.
These unfortunate residents are positioned across various sites in the map, and Michael players are empowered
Cooling down. A cooldown on your ability, I assume.
to use their nightmare suite of abilities to
You
locate,
see everyone.
terrorize,
Creepy.
and ultimately execute their victims and anyone bold enough to interfere with their bloodthirsty
This
ambitions.
looks awesome.
Killer Sense allows
this?
players to step behind the mask and stalk the residents of Haddonfield.
Killer Sense, so kind of like the stalk mechanic from Dead by Daylight.
When using this skill and entering the first-person perspective, Michael becomes aggressively aware of his surroundings and the proximity of potential prey.
So you can
By
hear
focusing on targets with murderous intent, Michael builds varying levels of stalk, which aid
Bloodthirst Tier 1, that's what it said. Now, I don't know what that means.
him in identifying and tracking targets.
Okay, so apparently if you stalk them long enough, you basically like put a marker on them and you can see them. You can track them.
And open increasingly satisfying options for
Ooh,
execution.
that's probably what it means. So the more, so the bloodthirst thing, the more of that you have, the different executions you can perform, the more executions you can perform. So like you can't just go up and execute someone instantly, you have to stalk them up first. Yikes. Ah, jeez.
An effective killer always keeps their victims unaware of their presence until those final fatal moments. While historically Michael Myers isn't known for his speed, fundamental abilities like shape jump amplify the shape's mobility with hauntingly unpredictable results.
Alright, so we've already seen the shape jump. Basically, it's an ability that he has that makes him go completely invisible to every survivor. And he can appear basically in multiple different places. Now, I have watched this already.
In shape jump, Michael slips into the shadows to move around environments unseen. Not only does this increase Michael's base movement speed,
Dude, imagine you're the guy and you just pop up from like behind you, bro. That'd be terrifying right there.
but it also provides access to other powerful traversal options, including Shape Dash, which sends Michael lunging forward with violent momentum. Shape Jump is confidently
Alright, so it's kind of like a traversal mechanic, I guess, too.
one of the most powerful tools at Michael's disposal and supplies unlimited
One of the, so there's still going to be more abilities.
possibilities for iconic jump scare moments.
Stay cool.
However, that potency comes with a few major caveats.
So this will probably be the weaknesses to Shape Jump.
Our masked antagonist can only enter and exit Shape Jump while in the cover of darkness or outside a resident's line of sight.
Okay, so apparently, so it shows red, like if we go back, we see how he's red here. If you're in light, you can't shape jump, and you have to be out of the line of sight of any players. And this would make sense in two ways. One, because it looked very weird to just see Michael pop out of thin air. So to have him like appear from around the corner, it would make more sense. And also because it would allow more of like a thematic and scarier vibe. Because now you're forced to always be in a scenario where he always pops around the corner. It's like always a jump scare, which I think playing as a survivor would be incredibly scary constantly, because you know there's a chance that he might always just be around the corner, because you literally can't just walk up to you with shape jump and appear out of nowhere.
Major caveats. Our masked antagonist can only enter and exit Shape Jump while in the cover of darkness or outside a resident's line of sight. The light may provide temporary reprieve for the residents of Haddonfield, but
Oh, is there a blinding mechanic? No. Is there a blinding mechanic with flashlights? No, man.
Michael can work to remove sources of illumination by shutting off lights, cutting power, and even catalyzing temporary blackouts.
What? Yo. So basically they can't just shine their flashlight in your face the entire time because you just shut it off.
Oh God!
Like I was just walking here.
Despite the unquestionable malevolence of Michael Myers, his horrifying homecoming to Haddonfield won't be welcomed without resistance. As the body count climbs and evidence of the boogeyman's presence becomes
They say you can move
undeniable,
bodies.
local authorities residents and distinct playable civilians may decide to gather weapons and face off against evil itself. Thankfully, Michael knows his way.
Oh, okay. Look up in the top. Look up in the top with this. I guess this means like if they can find the residents that like if they can find the bodies, they can call the police. And after so many times the police is called, it'll fill up, and then the police will actually be in Haddonfield. That could be what it means, like with the 3 sheriff badges. So if you get 3 of them, then the police are called. And down here we have something else. I guess this is the bloodthirsty meter because of the little blood droplets right here. And then we have all these. I would assume that the little boot would be shape jump. Maybe the right stick one, the one that says right stick, could be something like, I guess that's the flashlight thing where it cuts off the lights. The knife, obviously. LT and B, I have no idea what that would mean.
Around sharp objects, and will have multiple options for melee combat encounters. And if especially persistent Haddonfieldites do manage to get the upper hand,
you can have different things. I really want to see this one right here, but apparently you can pick up different weapons, which is awesome. I would hope that if they would make this, he would be able to get different weapons to do different executions and things
against evil itself.
All right.
Thankfully, Michael knows his way around sharp objects and will have multiple options for melee combat encounters. And if especially persistent Haddonfield,
because like I don't want you to be able to just keep pushing back down over and over and over and basically bully him.
Knights do manage to get the upper hand, and in exchange, don't worry.
Wait, is that an ability? Okay, that does seem kind of cool. So if you ever go down to the survivors, you can probably click a button and it'll just basically teleport you away. That way they can't like just keep bullying you by stopping you from being able to get back up by keeping on hitting you. You'll be able to teleport away. And this, I guess this is also supported with the idea that you don't have to go after the actual playable characters. You can go after the like residents, the NPCs. And so it's not like you're forced to just go back to the players who are bullying you the entire time. You can basically just stalk around and play sneaky to get the NPCs instead to try to win. That makes sense.
It's not possible.
We've said it once, and we'll say it again. You can't kill the boogeyman.
That's awesome. That's I love that. Look at that. Look at this.
In exchange, don't worry.
How the hell? It's not possible.
We've said it once, and we'll say it again. You can't kill the boogeyman.
Bro, look at that. That would be terrifying. Dude, I hope streamers play this game, and they probably will. Because watching streamer reactions would be insane, dude. Alright, this is probably going to be survivors, or the heroes. This section right here.
While Michael swiftly endeavors to turn Haddonfield into a graveyard, our heroic group of civilian characters desperately attempts to save their neighbors and escape the boogeyman's bloodthirst.
Alright, so you can save your friends.
As a civilian, it's up to you to find...
Alright. Skill checks. Bro, this is not DBD, no. Alright. You can talk with the NPCs to try to get them to like convince them. We heard about that. You also right here
to turn Haddonfield into a graveyard. Our heroic group of civilian characters desperately attempts to save their neighbors and escape the...
You can save your friends with B. You can push Michael and basically save your friend from getting executed by like grabbed, which would make sense.
Boogeyman's bloodthirst. As a civilian, it's up to you to find fellow Haddonfield residents.
I think I might just be not seeing things, but I think as she talked, this went up. So I guess the more like the civilians talk to each other and like convince the other residents, this will go up, and if it reaches full, the police can come in. That's what I think would happen.
Convince them of his malicious intent and guide them safely to one of several possible randomized escapes located around the map before they meet an untimely end.
So there's escapes.
This distinctive cast of playable civilian characters each comes equipped with unique stats, special traits, and signature personalities. To ensure no two matches of Halloween play out the same, our team has constructed a vast playground of possibilities in Haddonfield, offering civilians a multitude of diverse gameplay systems to aid them in achieving their objectives and surviving the night. As civilians navigate these environments, they'll uncover points of interest, revealing resident NPCs.
Wait. Does that mean, hold on.
Multitude of diverse gameplay systems to aid them in achieving their.
Is this like you can get hit with buffs and debuffs like randomly? Like maybe you run faster, but you also have lower health. And it's like completely random, so you have to change your playstyle like on the fly. Is that what it means? Or maybe it's just buffs, I don't know, but that seems cool.
Objectives and surviving the night. As civilians navigate these environments, they'll uncover points of interest, revealing resident NPCs, lootable containers, hiding places, telephones, possible escape routes, and more. Thoroughly and cautiously exploring your surroundings
You can use your pocket knife to save yourself.
could very well mean the difference between life and death. And when death comes to your little town, it's probably
That's a nod to whenever Loomis goes, "Death will come to your little town, sheriff."
not a bad idea to head to your neighbors and contact the local authorities.
so
Civilians
we-
are tasked
So we do know that, we did know this already, that you can call the police to basically save Haddonfield. But we do also know Michael can get rid of the phones too. I'm pretty sure they said that before.
with tracking down surviving residents and warning them of the looming threat. Successful conversations with residents can permit civilians to request additional calls to police, commands to find secure hiding places,
Okay, alright, so this makes sense. So basically, the way I'm hearing it right now, whenever you convince a citizen or civilian that Michael's around and like he's in actual danger, you can call the police. So you get a certain amount of calls to the police, and they're probably like, "You're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy," and they don't answer. But after you get enough people to like agree with you, then the police start to listen. You start to get, I assume, higher sheriff badges, and I bet if you find like bodies around the town that Michael's killed, those go up by a long shot and convince the civilians more. Then the police start to get involved.
or companionship as they navigate the formerly peaceful streets of Haddonfield.
Should we stick together? Maybe we're better.
Okay, it also said that you can order around the NPCs too to do stuff in order to save them. So yeah, so you can tell them to call people. So call the police, and they call the police, and since more people are calling the police, they're like, "This is a big deal, we should go. Follow me to follow you. Hide," I assume, to that way you don't get killed from Michael. I guess if it's like a special, like one of the special orange things appear. I guess that's what it means. And no open escapes. I bet if you have an escape, you just tell them to go to the escape. That's pretty cool.
It's a team.
Whether it's a local family friend or the authorities, there's safety in numbers.
Other
Once
police
the innocent
officers.
residents of Haddonfield have been located and persuaded, it's time for the civilians to plan their harrowing escape. Lootable containers scattered throughout the map contain weapons, distractions, and key items that can be used to unlock and access a variety of possible escape routes. The location of these items and escapes changes from match to match, so civilians greatly benefit from adjusting their strategies based on the objects uncovered. It's also worth
Okay, so the escapes changed. So this is different from, I guess, every asymmetrical game before. If I'm hearing this right, I could be wrong. But unlike DVD, unlike Texas Chainsaw, and any other, it's not, there's more than one escape route, and they would be randomized. So one thing I could see them doing would be that every match you get like a different escape. Like maybe this time you have to go through the gates by getting maybe pliers or something, or you have to power up a car this next time. It's like randomized that way. That way first you have to actually find out what to do in order to do it. And Michael obviously can hear you. He's in a stalk mode here if you're like doing escapes.
noting that initiating these escape sequences generates a tremendous amount of noise, which will alert Michael to your exact location.
That's creepy.
So what happens in the likely event that a civilian becomes another display of Michael's wretched,
I love how he said in the likely event.
inhumane nature? Well, their Haddonfield story isn't over just yet. Even in death, they can support their friends and even return as a sheriff's deputy or the unrelenting Dr. Loomis. Once
I was expecting this. I was actually really expecting this. So if you die, if you're like a civilian, like an actual player, and you end up dying, you don't go on to the next match. Like in pretty much every other asymmetrical horror game, or I guess besides Friday the 13th, you don't just go on to the next match and leave or spectate your team. You can come back as Loomis or the sheriff, and it said that you could help out your teammates in a show to radio, so maybe you can also talk to them like through radios, which was an idea that I've had, so like, you can actually talk to them beyond the grave. But yeah, that's cool.
They've re-emerged upon the streets of Haddonfield. They can
Alright, well, it's pretty much the same stuff. Yeah, they just have guns.
And even return as a sheriff's deputy or the unrelenting Dr. Loomis. Once they've re-emerged...
Let's see. Everything's pretty much the same. He has an Oh, we can like look for clues apparently to find stuff. There's obviously his bullet, his gun there. He has 8 bullets. Yeah, this is Loomis right here.
Upon the streets of Haddonfield, they can cooperate with the remaining civilians and responding officers to try and put a stop to Michael's murderous rampage.
Freeze where you are, Michael. You're coming with me.
While he can't be killed, with enough community resistance, the proper equipment, and sheer manpower, he can be detained and...
Okay, that makes sense. Why?
While he can't be killed...
Right here, look how many people there are. So Michael's obviously low in health. And since he can't get killed, so Michael can't get killed, you can't kill Michael. But he has a little handcuff thing down here. So I assume if you go down, the officers can then handcuff you. So if the officer's in here, and then arrest you. So if you get arrested, you get screwed over pretty much.
Enough community resistance, the proper equipment, and sheer manpower, he can be detained and shipped back to Smith's Grove Sanitarium. Halloween is a legendary film with a genre-defining legacy, and our mission has been to bring the film's unsettling sense of dread to our asymmetrical horror sandbox. By empowering players to control the tension and stage the scares, we're building a multiplayer experience designed with replayability at the forefront. We'll have more details to share regarding character progression, character traits, customization, proximity chat, and more thrilling gameplay.
There's gonna be proximity chat, not regular chat, proximity chat. I mean, it's gonna be more immersive pretty much.
Features in the coming months. But we can't wait for all of you to join us when Halloween launches on September 8th, 2026.
Can't wait either. Oh yeah, that's it for Halloween the game, the newest multiplayer overview. And in final thoughts, honestly, it just looks awesome. This is honestly the coolest thing ever. Everything in this, they did this perfectly. And somehow there's still people thinking that this is going to be a flop. Like, people think this isn't going to be a good game still. But this game looks awesome. This game looks fantastic. And it's like people disregard the fact that Friday the 13th, the game, is like even compared to DVD in terms of how good it was. And this is pretty much like better. I would say that this is going to be better than Friday the 13th, the game. Not to mention we haven't seen anything with the campaign yet for the single player mode. So that's what I'm really interested in, because I can actually do like really big videos with that no matter what. Like, if queue times are long, just go to the single player. So honestly, I'm really excited. That's pretty much all. If you have any questions about Halloween the game, I can try to answer them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button, and see y'all in the next one. Alright, hold on, post-editing me here. The YouTuber Stalky Boy actually has footage from actually playing Halloween the game, because he was at PAX the other day. And so if you want to get more information on like how the actual gameplay actually went from a person who's played the demo of the game, make sure to check out his newest video. It's an hour of Halloween gameplay. You can see all the gameplay there, and I might actually use some of his gameplay for the first half of this video. But yeah, just go check out Stalky Boy. He's gonna have probably a bunch more videos coming up about it, because from his experience. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and rest in peace.